What's up, beautiful people?
What's going on, y'all?
How have y'all been? How have you been?
Good.
Good? We been good?
We've been good.
Now, you know, back in the days, Pastor would ask us how we doing. I'm like, we good.
And I'm like, no, we not.
Right, and so I just had to check it up, make sure we good. Okay.
Well, you already know if we were good, you would know, believe that. You would know.
Right. And so we're getting on today. And so what's the title of our message today, video?
Dating alone will not bring you a successful marriage, or we like to say healthy marriage.
Right, healthy, yeah. Because, we believe sometimes that, dating will fix all, cure all, when there are deeper issues in our relationships. And how many of y'all know that's definitely not true,
Right.
Because there are deeper issues. And so...
and we know.
Right.
We know, just go on more dates. We need dates. We need some time for us.
Right.
I mean, all that was nice, but it still did not fix the deeper issues, you know.
And that began with basically our first, our bullet point, I should say, and that's having an intimate personal relationship with God, and that's where it all begins in relationships. And especially, since we're talking about marriage, so that's what we're dealing with today, marriage. And so having that intimate personal relationship with God is the first and foremost important aspect that we need to have in our relationships. And so, I think it's really amazing, how God brought us together, because I grew up, in a religious environment. And my wife grew up, not in church at all. And
Still not religious, I guess, because my dad, I ain't gonna get into his story, but he grew up in church and was like the prodigal son. So he knew the word, and he would pray, but we didn't go to church, so I didn't grow up in church.
Right. So we went to church, but I mean, it was never taught having intimacy with God. I mean, yeah, we did the religious things, go there on Sunday, hear the message, and basically that was it. I mean, never being taught how to go deeper in the things of God and tap into, His power, instead of just relying on checking boxes. Yeah, well, I prayed today, I read my Bible, without any power behind that, because we didn't go deeper in the things of God. And so that's what we need in our marriages for it to be successful and healthy.
And so we got a scripture, right?
Oh, we have two, so you can read the first one first.
So Matthew, this is this chapter 22, verse 37, and it reads, he said to him, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. So you want me to stop there?
You can keep. This is the
greatest and most important commandment. The greatest and most important commandment, right?
Right.
Love the Lord first.
Right, that's what I'm about to say. What's the three?
Love the Lord first. But not just love the Lord. It say love the Lord with all your heart.
Right.
This ain't talking about the heart beating in your chest.
Right, not the pumper.
Not that.
Right.
This talking about the inner person. And it said, love the Lord with all your heart, right? With all your soul and with all your mind.
Right.
And this is talking about with your affections, right? With your affections, desire the Lord.
Right.
And that's like the greatest issue that couples really have. Like, you may have one, they seeking the Lord with all their heart, mind, soul, and strength. And then the other one is seeking the Lord, but not with all their heart, mind, soul, and strength.
Right, and I mean, the one spouse may be like, I don't receive Christ, so now my work is finished, Now I'm saved, so now, we're good.
So for them, it was what? The justification piece, right? Yeah. So they sought the justification piece. They wanted to be saved. They wanted to be justified through Christ, right? They could make it into heaven, fire insurance. But they did not pursue God for the purification, sanctification,
right, which causes
process.
What? Transformation.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So that pursuing Him for sanctification, purification, sanctification, it causes transformation.
Right.
And so if you're not doing that, there will be no transformation.
Right. And that's what we all should be striving for, becoming more and more like Christ, being transformed into His image, And so that should be our ultimate goal.
Right.
And so I have a scripture as well, Psalm 42:1, which says, as the deer panteth for the water, so my soul longed after you. When we talking about panting after the water, we talking about desperate, crying after God, for transformation like we're talking about. And so, I'm not sure, if we're doing that, in our relationships, because our relationships should, model Christ in the church, and, a lot of times it's hard to see, in our days.
Yeah, because this is the deal. It's bracelet. Maybe I need to take it off. When you are really pursuing God, the heart of God, right? When your heart is aligned with God, you absolutely hate sin. You absolutely hate sin. So for you to stay angry, that's not hating sin.
Right.
For you to want to win an argument, that's not hating sin.
Right.
And so it's like how earnestly are we seeking the Father? I'm not talking about checking off a box.
Right, exactly.
I'm talking about getting in your quiet time with the Lord and crying out with everything for your heart to be cleansed, to be purified, sanctified.
Right. I don't know, I think it's vitally important that we just set our hearts on the affection, the things of God, where it says, where your treasure is, your heart is also, So that's where our affection should be geared towards. So like you said, if we don't remember anything else, just remember the word alignment. Alignment. Get our hearts in alignment with God's heart.
Right.
And so that's what I'm really learning this. It took a long time, for me to begin to learn this stuff, but it's definitely vitally important for our spiritual growth and maturity.
Very, very. You'll be going around on a hamster wheel, going around in circles, wondering why your marriage is not flourishing. What are we doing? And therapy is wonderful. Believe you me, it is wonderful. We love therapy. We go faithfully.
Right.
But that has to be coupled with that intimacy with the Lord, because God is the healer. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to get into the therapy stuff right now because I don't want this video to be too long, right? We're trying to cut them short. We know people's attention spans are short. So we're going to wrap this up and then continue on with this in another video.
Right. With a second point of, how do we,
have a healthy marriage.
Yeah. Yeah. And not just, rely on dating. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. But yeah,
it happens.
You get the point. But until next video, man, we love y'all. See y'all later. Peace.